Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Herman Green. It's now costing an average $130.19 for the US currency. A month ago, it was at 125 Jamaican dollars. So what triggered this slide in the dollar? President of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, Howard Mitchell, gave some insight.
And I'm also aware that there have been some transactions which have maybe affected liquidity in that they've drawn down on available supply of US dollars. And I'm also aware that the announced reduction or plan to reduce interest rates will cause the US dollar to go to more lucrative ground. That is, that people will put their dollar elsewhere.
The PSOJ president also told the Business Day that Bank of Jamaica Governor Brian Winter has advised the private sector not to be caught up with how the dollar moves. Instead, they should focus more on inflation performance. Nevertheless, Mr. Mitchell says it's something he'll continue to monitor. And the US dollar sold higher today. The American currency ended the day at $130.22. The Canadian dollar went for $99.30. The British pound closed at $172.11, while the euro held firm at $153.43 on average. The Barbadian government has announced a series of tax measures as part of its new fiscal policies. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, whose Barbados-led Labour Party, BLP, came to office following the May 24 general election, today said she was determined that the island would not be regarded as a failed state under her administration. The government will introduce a new upper income tax band of 40%, levy a fuel tax, and impose the value-added tax on Barbadians engaged in online transactions. In the meantime, public servants in Barbados are to receive a 5% increase in wages. The agreement reached with the new administration is for the period April 1 this year to April 1, 2019. In the meantime, the Barbados government also announced today that it had reached an agreement with public sector unions for workers to forego an increase for the period April 1, 2014 to March 31 this year. Grace Kennedy today announced that it will acquire a 35% share in the Catherine's Peak Pure Spring bottled water brand, which is owned by Peak Bottling Company Limited. This is subject to further due diligence. The acquisition is being undertaken following the signing of a binding memorandum of understanding between Grace Kennedy and Peak Bottling. Grace Kennedy has also been appointed as the exclusive distributor for the Catherine's Peak brand. Oil prices settled higher today. Oil for delivery in July settled at $66.06 a barrel. Analysts have indicated that Iran's crude exports have already started to fall and Venezuela is headed for a cliff dive. In the meantime, Saudi Arabia is diverting much of its increase to demand regions rather than the U.S. The main JSE index gained 947 points today to close at more than 302,000 points. The junior index also gained 65 points. Among the winners today were Access Financial Services, Barita Investments, Caribbean Cream Company, Caribbean Cream, Flavors and Fragrances, Carreras, and Elite Diagnostics. On the losing side were Caribbean Producers, Siboney Group, General Accident Insurance, Jamaica Broilers Group, Jamaica Producers, Jetcon Corporation, and Kingston Properties. And that wraps up the Business Day. I'm Herman Green. Good evening.